Hello everybody, Tyrone the God 3 here, and yes, I know I do this pattern where Pokemon Universe comes back and then I leave for like an entire year of this series, mostly just due to real life stuff and other things on my plate, but this time, I guarantee you I'm going to try my best to make sure Pokemon Universe actually gets a full closure. I've written up to 80 episodes at the point of this review, and I've had a bit of a writer's block, not just because of my daily life, but just because of the way I am in the story. Obviously, Pokemon Universe was planned to have 100 episodes, and I'm at 80, so there's 20 left. And I'm not going to try to introduce a bunch of things in this week because I mostly want to talk about the episode itself rather than talk about the behind the scenes stuff. So, yeah, I'm back. Pokemon Universe is back. However, let's see how long that lasts. I'm not going to try to jinx myself on it, but I want Pokemon Universe to come back. I've got better technology this time, and I can present the story a little bit better I've been reviewing over the notes, and at the time of this, obviously, Pokemon Universe was a project that I started back in 2014, so obviously there's going to be some things that are dated, but I'm going to still go through the entire story at least so that you guys get the chance to get that full closure. I hate to see things pretty much incomplete, so I want to go ahead and review the entire series in its entirety from the way I wrote it. So, with that said, Pokemon Universe episode 21. I know it's been a while since I reviewed episode 20, but I'm back, so I can go ahead and get into it. Episode 21 is titled Scorching Showdown, Cyndaquil vs. Houndour. Now, this episode starts off with Luna, Trent, and Coda, and they're traveling down the road to Zeon City. And they notice that a lot of large sticks, branches, trees, debris are scattered throughout the plains that they're walking near the forest. And they notice a lot of these tree branches have large burn singes on them. Basically, they all have these huge burn marks. They know that it couldn't have been done by just the trees falling off. Something had to have physically damaged a lot of these trees. Trent doesn't think much of it because he just is focused on going to Zeon City. Coda seems a little curious, but he is focused on traveling with Trent. And Luna is curious as well, and it seems like she's the most curious about this predicament just because she wants to know exactly what caused it all. So while the others are traveling though, Coda suggests that Trent and the others will go camping for tonight. The reason of that being is because if they continue to travel, then they'll just be in the middle with no real area. They'll be basically in the middle of the road, and it'll take forever for them to get to a Pokemon Center at the rate that they're going at night. It'll be too dark to see, so they might as well go ahead and set up camp while they got it. So they decide to break for camp, and when that happens, Luna is told to go get firewood. Luna spaces out for a second because she's still curious about what caused all the damage, but Luna agrees to go get the firewood, and Cyndaquil accompanies her on her way to go get that firewood. Then Trent and Coda set up the rest of the campsite. While Luna goes into the woods in order to gather the firewood, it seems that Cyndaquil is able to pick up on another Pokemon's presence and is able to dodge an attack made by the Pokemon in question. That Pokemon being Houndour. Basically, Houndour comes out and immediately attacks Luna and Cyndaquil, and the reason it does this is because Houndour is a very territorial Pokemon. Trent and Coda end up running in to see exactly what the commotion was about, and Trent's Pokedex states that Houndour is a very territorial Pokemon, and thus we learn that the reason that these damages have been happening to these branches is because Houndour wants to place its territory into these particular woods, basically hurting a lot of the Pokemon and the wildlife in the entire area. Basically, Houndour is causing a scorcher on the entire woods just because it wants to claim its territory. Luna perceives this as Houndour being a bully, not just the trees but the other Pokemon, and decides to challenge a battle against the Houndour with Cyndaquil. She chooses Cyndaquil mostly because there's no other Pokemon that can really fight it off against it. Her Cotini is grass type, so it obviously would lose, and Misdreavus is a ghost type, which means the dark typing would take over, so Cyndaquil is the best choice for this battle. Cyndaquil and Houndour have a fight, and it showed that Luna ends up having Cyndaquil use various moves. Luna ends up using Flame Wheel, however this doesn't work because Houndour has the Flash Fire ability, which can absorb fire type attacks. Luna even tries to use the Smoke Screen, but this doesn't work because Houndour has the move Feint Attack. Feint Attack is able to pretty much hit, it's a guaranteed hit, which means Cyndaquil will get hit even in the cloud of Smoke Screen. It's shown that Luna taught her Cyndaquil how to use Rollout later on during that time. It's pretty much off screen, but she taught Cyndaquil how to use Rollout. However, even this kind of fails because Houndour knows Fire Fang and ends up using the Fire Fang to catch Cyndaquil in mid-rollout. Basically outsmarting Cyndaquil and Luna in every turn with various powerful moves of it. It was able to knock out Cyndaquil, and Luna is able to get Cyndaquil out. Trent and Coda don't help, and the only reason that is because Luna told Trent and Coda to evacuate the Pokemon that were in the woods so they wouldn't get harmed by Houndour and its territorial wrath. When Luna ends up taking Cyndaquil, she runs desperately to get out of the woods just so that they can get to safety. Upon doing so though, she does get hit with a couple of attacks by Houndour, Feint Attack and Flamethrower respectively. She's trying desperately to leave, and by the time she leaves the woods, she's so weakened at this point that she basically falls out. It's also revealed that Houndour knows Howl as well, too, to increase its own attack power. Luna ends up passing out by the time she makes it out of the woods, and thankfully Trent and Coda see her at the end of the woods and decide to get her taken care of. By the time Luna awakes, it is nighttime, and Miss Drevis and Kontini are desperately trying to see if Luna is okay. When Luna goes off to look for Cyndaquil, she sees that Cyndaquil is standing by a lake looking at the reflection of the moon on the water. Cyndaquil basically seems just as beat up as Luna does about losing that battle against Houndour, to the point where she basically holds all three of her Pokemon in her lap and gets depressed. She knows that at this rate that she's going, she has no strength necessary in order to defeat the Destruction King back at her village in Kello Village, nor defeat his Yveltal, a legendary Pokemon. At the rate she's going, she feels like she's not getting any progression. Now, she references 2 episodes that happened previously as well. Well, she references episode 19 where Coda fought off against Clint and his Houndour using Tailo. You can go back and watch that one. Sorry for the poor quality though, but yes, that is an event that took place where Tailo basically learned Aerial Ace. And she references episode 20 where Pichu fought off against Stuntank and ended up evolving into Pikachu when it fought off against Stuntank and Andrea. So basically she references the fact that Coda and Trent have both gotten stronger respectively, while she feels like she hasn't gotten much stronger since the Alden Town tournament. She feels like she needs to get stronger, and she gets so depressed to the point where she feels like there's no point in continuing if her Pokemon aren't gonna bring up the strength necessary to even defeat Houndour, let alone a legendary Pokemon like Yveltal. While in her slump, Trent basically shows up and tries to give her a little bit of a pep talk, similar to the way she did in episode 17 of Pokemon Universe. He basically tells her that once you fall, you can get back up. A wise trainer told me that, and he's obviously referencing Luna. Trent even makes the argument that, hey, if you're gonna be this way and you've gone this far, you taught me stuff that I know too. So basically, if you lose, then it makes it look like I lose as well. Trent's basically being cocky, but at the same time being very considerate of Luna's situation. He's basically insulting her, and at the same time, he's prepping himself up, but at the exact same time, he's trying to, do a pep talk. Trent's not as good as pep talks as Luna is. Luna takes this by bonking Trent on the head, but then right afterwards hugging Trent and thanking him for giving her that confidence boost that she needed in order to continue. It's at this point that her and Cyndaquil decide to train together so that they can get stronger and challenge Houndour to a rematch tomorrow. Trent normally would want to move on to the next area so that they can get to Zeon City much faster, but because he supports Luna's decision, he goes ahead and decides to stay along. So the next day, Trent decides that they're going to stay so that they can witness Luna's battle against Houndour along with Cyndaquil. The two are trained up and go straight into the woods in order to challenge Houndour to a rematch. Once they make it into the woods, Cyndaquil is shown to be using Rollout a lot more strategically this time. And Cyndaquil leads Houndour into using Feint Attack, however, dodges at the last minute near a tree so that Houndour can hit itself using the Feint Attack. Cyndaquil also uses Rollout a lot more strategically, however, Houndour still is able to catch it up. He uses Flamethrower on Cyndaquil, and while all hope seems lost, Cyndaquil ends up evolving into Quilava. Once Quilava comes out, he ends up also learning the move Swift. He uses the move Swift on Houndour strategically as a non-dodging move as well, and thanks to their efforts in combination with Swift and Rollout, they're able to successfully defeat Houndour. Just as we think all is over there, Luna ends up throwing a Pokeball at Houndour and captures the Houndour. Scared, Koda and Trent wonder exactly why Luna decided to catch the Houndour, especially considering the fact that Luna already has a fire-type Pokemon. Now, just to break the fourth wall for a little minute, I know that when I made the Pokemon teams for each of the trainers, I mostly made them based off of what my friends prefer, because a little bit of this fanfiction has a lot to do with my friends. Like, when I talked with my friends and asked them did they want to be a part of this fan fiction, it was basically which characters can be inspired from you guys. So the team that Luna has is pretty much based off of the choices that one of my friends made when making the character. Now, obviously, I had to take some liberties in myself in order to make balancing purposes for the team, but having Houndour on the team wasn't that bad, so I went ahead and allowed it, and she ended up getting the Houndour, and I was just focused on how to make it implemented towards the story. Trent and Koda ask why Luna has 2 fire-type Pokemon now, and she basically makes the statement, because she fought off against Houndour, her and Cyndaquil were able to become that much stronger to the point where Cyndaquil evolved into Quilava. This means that Luna basically feels that having Quilava on the team, as well as Houndour, will allow her to become stronger because she was able to fight off against the Houndour, and because of that, she feels like in turn she can also make Houndour stronger. That, and also the fact that Houndour ended up bullying a lot of the Pokemon in the woods, trying to claim territory. She feels like if Houndour basically just gets a little love and is treated well, then it will more than likely not be so grouchy, if you will. When Houndour comes out of the Pokeball in order to greet the others, he's still kind of standoffish, but to the very least, he is calmed down quite a bit since he was captured. So with that said, Trent and Luna and the others and Koda all travel off to the distance and they head down the road. Luna basically looks at the fact that she is getting stronger because she caught Houndour, and she wants to continue the journey, basically getting even stronger so that one day she can fight off against the Destruction King in Kello Village. So with that said, the episode basically ends. Now, for some little after summary things. This episode, it was a Luna episode. It was a Luna character development episode. I felt like this was well needed too. I mean, we came from the Alden Town tournament. Luna had an episode with Eevee not so long ago, but I still wanted to give her an episode where she actually is getting legitimately stronger as a character and as her Pokemon. I needed to find a way to make Cyndaquil evolve too, so I felt like this was the best way to do it. I love the fire versus fire type of battling situation that's going on, and I felt like, you know, the way that we could implement this and get Luna the Pokemon that she needs can help, you know, in her journey to become, you know, stronger so that her plot can actually come to fruition. And I try my best, if there's a traveling companion on the team, then I'm not going to have them just waver and sit for a long time. I need them to, you know, actually be relevant to the story. So that's one of the reasons why I did that. We're just, you know, bringing in episodes to help further develop these characters, because, you know, like I said before in several videos and crossover videos that I've been with different YouTubers, I'm a sucker for character development, and I felt like this was very needed. But there's really not much else to say. Some of the things I wrote in the episode as well too, and like I said, I'm trying to proofread all of these episodes while I'm doing them. So even to this day, I'm looking back at some and like correcting any grammar errors, and then I'm gonna put them on the fanfiction.net or .com, fanfiction.com, one of the websites. I'm gonna try to put it on there so that you can physically read like the details that I put into each episode. One of the things that I want to put to note is that after Trent, Koda, after they say, because they're not in this episode much in terms of like involvement, they're there for support, but they don't really do much else. They evacuate the Pokemon that are in the woods for the safety of the area around them so they don't get hurt in the crossfire of the battle. And two, it's funny to note, while they're all camping, even the Pokemon that are in the woods are like playing and sleeping with Trent and Koda and Luna's Pokemon as well. Like, they're all hanging out. But it's something that happens in the background. It's just something that I felt would be a nice way to bring out the area. So you'll see, I don't get specific on which Pokemon are in the woods. That'd be up to your interpretation. But I might later if I proofread the work and rewrite it over. But yeah. So with that being said, what did you think about the episode? Pokemon episode 21. The next episode is titled Pokemon Universe episode 22, A Fishy Catch, Claunchers Appears. So with that being said, I really hope you do like the return of this. I'm going to try to increase the quality of these reviews, try to do a little less stammering, a little less stuttering, just to bring the episode and make it more of a summary. Like I said, all of these reviews that I do will be in a vlog style format. That way you don't get distracted by a lot of pictures or anything, or try to make a lot of pictures, because I want this to be something that you can listen to, while driving, while doing some miscellaneous task, while doing something in the background, so that this doesn't interfere with what you're doing at the time. And also, I want to leave a lot of this to imagination and interpretation, since it is a story. So yeah, I want to leave it a little open-ended. But with that said, I'll see you all in the next review. I'm going to also try to do multiple recordings of several of the episode reviews. That way, one of the problems was that I would record one at a time. Here, I'm going to try to record multiple. But again, enough of the background stuff. See you all then, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Tyrone the God 3 out.